Warning, we are a spoiler-based podcast. At times, we are also an offensive podcast, and we are most certainly a verbally explicit podcast. So if you fear for any of your delicate sensibilities, please back up now before you reach the point of no return. This is your final warning.
Thank you for sitting through our station identification, sponsors, so on and so forth. No such thing as station identification in the podcasting world because there are no fucking stations. They haven't figured that one out yet. They haven't set us up for like Kiss 108 FM podcast, you know.
WKRP in Cincinnati.
Sounds good. No, we're just the Cinematic Anarchy podcast. We are unregulated, out of control, and we do not allow people to censor us to the point that we don't even edit our own fucking shows. So if there's dead air, I'm sorry. If we say something that offends you, I'm not sorry. You can only be sorry for so much in this world right now.
Well, if I say something that offends anybody, they probably deserve to be offended.
Exactly. You could, if you're offended, that's your problem, not mine. Sorry. I don't go out and try to intentionally offend people. They just get offended and, whatever. I'm sorry that you're sorry.
Saying it, Mr. Foxworthy, if you get offended by anything we say on the podcast, you might be a redneck.
Especially for this episode. Okay. So here we go. We've got a few questions we're going to go ahead and answer. We're going to start with this one right here. If you could live anyone's life in their body, who would you be? Yep. You get to live their life and in their body. So whose life would you take?
I don't know. I mean, I would be probably scared about many underlying health issues that we never knew about, but probably Hugh Hefner.
Well, I mean, you could go ahead if you want. But right now he's dead. So.
Oh, you mean people that are now in the present?
Yeah, let's do the present. Yeah. Though Hugh Hefner did live a very long and I'm guessing happy life.
Yeah, very. Happy is an understatement.
I mean, if you created the Playboy Mansion and you didn't have a happy life. He died just before the Me Too movement, so he maybe escaped a few things there too.
Oh, he got away with murder.
I'm thinking that if he was still alive, he'd be right up there with Weinstein and everybody. There had to have been some stories that he was guilty of a few things.
I don't think he needed to do all that.
I don't know. You get to wondering if he's compensating for something. I don't think he was, though. You don't get all.
He did his thing.
He did his thing. He definitely did. So, present day. If you could live anybody's life in their body, who would it be?
Interesting. Probably.
I'm gonna preempt you right here. I'd like to live Jason Momoa's life.
There you go. Yeah, he has a pretty good life.
Right? Good life, good body. I think all over right there. That's a decent package. I would live that life with that body.
Bill Gates, probably.
Bill Gates?
Yeah.
Oh, you went intellectual. I went pretty, you went intellectual.
Oh, no. I wouldn't mind living Bill Gates' life in my body.
Well, I mean, he's a like I said, pretty brilliant guy. So, I like it. I like his life.
With Big Gates' money and my gift of gab, I wouldn't need to be pretty.
All right, well said. Well said.
With his money and my confidence, I wouldn't need to be pretty at all.
All right, so next question. Oh, sorry. Missed that one. Are there any universally loved movies that you hate?
Any universally loved movies that I hate?
Yes.
Huh.
Are there any movies that you... I would say of universally loved movies... Well, here's the thing. Are we talking about universally loved movies from the past or present-day universally loved movies?
Huh. I'm going to tell you something. I feel Disney, for years, have been giving women the wrong idea of how men should be.
Okay, so you're talking about princess films.
Any princess. Just put your film here.
Just any Disney movie?
That includes a princess and a love story, yes.
I think of the universally loved movies current day, one of the big ones that I would say that I really did not like was the Endgame. Avengers Endgame.
You didn't like it?
I did not like it. I think that they were trying too hard to just, tie everything up into a nice, tidy little package. And even at the length that it was, I feel that they short-sheeted the whole idea. They could have done another entire movie and done the whole thing justice, but they short-sheeted the whole thing and just tied it up into a nice little bundle, and it left a bad taste in my mouth. I didn't like it.
They kind of messed it up a little bit.
I liked a lot of...
I agree. I did not dislike it, but I felt I liked all of the other ones better.
Well, I liked the individual movies. I liked, you had your solo Thor movies and your solo Captain America movies, but
No, I'm talking about Avengers as a group.
Right.
I think all of the other movies, each one of them was better than this one.
And I think there were just too many egos in the same room for the Avengers movies.
Well, this time around, yes. But the other ones, it didn't feel that way. It felt like a cohesive team.
Well, they had too much. They had way too much by the time they got to Avengers Endgame. There were too many people involved. And they had to touch on way too many people. Even that climactic scene at the end, it felt badly done. The effects felt badly done. You didn't even feel like you were on the battlefield with all these people. They felt like they were all just CGI'd into place. That's how I felt about it anyway. Alright, one
Definitely.
more. Let's go ahead. We got another question here. Do you think you could beat any creature on Earth if you had 2 samurai swords?
I could be any creature on Earth if I had 2 samurai swords.
If you had 2 samurai swords, do you think you could beat any creature on Earth?
No. Well, a creature indeed. Yeah, samurai. I could probably get better at it. I have one, which I would love to show you, but I'm forbidden to pull it out of the room when the kids are around. Because it's really like, it's a cutter for real. It's a dangerous piece of weapon.
Okay.
And I agree with not, I agree with that, actually.
I don't know. I mean, I didn't actually read that question before reading that question. I just pulled the card out and read it. So, that was not like anything that I had intended to actually read out loud. It's actually a truly dumb question. Like, there are several
creature on Earth? Yeah, huh? I don't know. I mean, who knows?
I think I'd stab myself before I stabbed the creature.
Oh, it said beat. I for some reason heard B-E. Oh, beat any creature? It depends on the creature. With two samurai swords, there's really if you were able to move fast enough, there's not a whole lot you cannot defeat.
Okay.
And I'm talking about realistically speaking.
I think that, like, as humans, we have this weird fight or flight instinct. Like, a lot of creatures will fight literally to the death. They will literally fight tooth and nail. If they're injured, they will continue to fight until they can't fight anymore. We don't exactly have that.
Or the other party is dead.
You know, we kind of have that fight or flight instinct, but in all honesty, once something's taken us down, it's taken us down. All right. Next question. Would you rather lose your ability to taste food or feel sex?
Ooh. That's a very hard question to ask me.
Would I rather lose my ability to taste food or feel... I would rather lose my ability to taste food. I like food.
I believe it's going to be hard. I'm going to miss the taste of food. But not as much as I would miss sex, I don't think.
I think that, well, I also wouldn't know if I was eating something particularly bad, so that might be a bad thing. If you can't taste the food you're eating, you don't know if you're eating something that's gone bad.
Well, as long as I'm able to smell it, I'll probably be okay with it.
So I would definitely have a little bit of trouble with not feeling the sex thing.
Yeah, I think I will. If I have to choose to lose one ability, it will be the ability to taste food. Because I'm sure if I could smell it, my mind could turn it into something appetizing.
Okay. Who would win in a battle royal? 30 midgets or one fully grown lion?
They're fighting with each other?
No, it's 30 midgets versus one fully grown lion.
Oh, the lion.
You think so?
How fast can be the midgets? Are the midgets armed?
Well, it's I'm going to say it's a fight. It's you got to look at it like a gladiator's arena. 30 midgets versus one lion. Well, I figure if they were smart and they worked together instead of scattering, they might win.
I don't know. A lion is a strong animal. I mean, I think the question is, are the midgets armed and are the midgets smart?
Assume that neither midget nor lion are armed. We have no weapons here. That's just the only arms that they're armed with are their arms.
Whoa. Yeah, but you gotta understand. It's not like two midgets punching at the same time are going to be twice as hard as one. No. You're just going to feel the same pain in different parts.
Right.
Right.
But it's still 30 midgets.
With that being said, they will have to come up with a very clever plan to wear the lion out first.
Right. I feel like there might be a lot of running involved.
And then a very clever plan as far as synchronization goes, to just punch the lion to death. Punch and kick the lion to death.
Okay. If you could pick any character from TV or movies to be your roommate, who would it be?
Any celebrity to be my roommate?
Any character from TV or movie. So it's not the actual celebrity, it's a character. Who would it be?
Oh, a character.
Yes.
The Morpheus from the Matrix. Morpheus.
You'd have Morpheus from the Matrix as your roommate?
Well, hell yeah.
How would you know anything's real?
I wouldn't even need to.
No?
I'll be asking questions 24/7.
As a roommate, if I could have any character from TV or movies, I'd say good old Doctor Who.
There you go. That's another character that would be great to have as a roommate. It will be a whole bunch of questions being asked.
Well, it's not just
conversation will be interesting.
It's not just that, but both of us have picked characters that innately can create a much larger room.
Exactly.
You've got the Matrix with Morpheus, and you've got the police box with Doctor Who.
It's true. But, and then again, Morpheus, I'm bringing somebody over. Make this bigger.
Okay. So here's a question. This is an interesting one. This has to do with self-worth as well as just an interesting question in general. Who is the hottest celebrity that you think you'd have a chance with if they got to know you?
I never thought about any of that, to be honest.
See, we're not talking the hottest celebrity. We're just talking about who do you think you'd have a chance with if they got to know you?
Here's the problem. That's a very dangerous question. Why? Because celebrity, we only know what they want us to know, what they present to us of themselves.
Right.
Like, based on what they present of themselves, I could think of a few people. But what if they don't turn out to be who I thought they were? Then I don't think they probably will give me a second look.
See, that's the problem, is that I'm living at a much different level than anybody in the celebrity world, so I would have to play to an area that's more of a C to D-list celebrity.
Either way, like, you're still gonna know of them what they present themselves to be.
Okay, fair enough. I can't think of anybody right off the top of my head that would. I mean, hottest celebrity. I don't think I couldn't think of because what I think is hot is not necessarily what other people think of as hot.
There's that.
So, yeah, that's a good question. I don't even really have a fucking answer for it, to be honest.
Yeah, it's really hard to say.
Let's see. Hottest celebrity that I would have a chance with. They would have to be able to overlook my current weight situation and economic situation, and they'd have to be able to just look at me as a human being.
Good luck on that with a celebrity.
What's her name? Mayim Balak. Blossom.
Yep.
Probably. And she's a nuclear scientist too, so like, she has a degree in I think bionuclear engineering or something like that. She's a very smart young lady.
I have a couple of people.
Okay, go ahead.
I don't know if you remember Drea De Matteo from The Sopranos.
Yeah,
who played this guy's girlfriend that got killed eventually. Adriana was girlfriend.
Let me cut you off right there. She's gay.
Drea De Matteo? She's been married to a guy for a minute.
Am I wrong? Maybe I'm thinking of somebody else.
Also Zoe Saldana.
Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm thinking of somebody else.
And I'm talking about people that if they are what you see, it's what you get type of people. And they're not a different person, behind the whole celebrity thing. Probably her, probably Zoe Saldana. Who else? I can think of a couple of British ladies whose name now I can't remember.
Yeah, I've never been this guy that shoots well above my weight class. Yeah, I just
weight class.
I'm also not particularly looking at looks. I'm looking at somebody that I like. That's why I love my wife, because I don't get bored of conversations with her.
No. And I'm talking about these people who are really smart and intellectual. That's also who I'm talking about. They just happen to be beautiful women.
Trying to figure out who the fuck I was thinking of. What is her? Oh, okay. You know who I was thinking of? You were talking Drea De Matteo. I was thinking of Portia de Rossi,
No.
Alan's wife.
Yeah, different people.
Very different people. Very different people. So I'm going to go ahead and grab one more question from the Ducking High deck. And then I think that might be it for the day. Asking weird fucking questions of each other.
You should introduce while you look for that question. Since we're on lockdown, we should introduce sections of what have you eaten during lockdown that you wouldn't normally eat on a day-to-day.
Well, I haven't really gotten to that point. I mean, honestly, there's still plenty of food in the stores. There's a lot of food on the shelves that you can tell what people are not eating. Bless you.
Thank you.
You
Sorry.
don't have anything, do you?
No, I've gotten stuff that I don't normally get, like wings. Like, I don't just nonchalantly buy wings to make it like they will make it at a restaurant. And that's what we've done, like, a couple of times, actually, this week.
We've had a lot of normal food. You know, we've gone through our, pork chops. We had chili last night. We've done most of our normal stuff. We haven't gotten to making any weird odds and ends. Tonight we're having breakfast for dinner. But that was more of an accident of my own. I was supposed to get up, do dishes, and get everything all set for breakfast this morning. And my daughter woke up an hour and a half before me and was like, you know what, we'll just do breakfast for dinner. I'm making cereal because I don't want to wait for the dishes. So that was on me.
Understandable.
One last question. Here we go. If you were a street performer, what would you do to earn money?
As a street performer?
As a street performer.
I would probably dance. I will probably go out with a bass. Probably an upright bass and a looping device.
I could see you doing that, making music. I would sing.
Like, I've seen a guy that does that, like with a looping device, all connected to a little battery, an upright bass. I will get an upright bass because I kind of decent at it, and I will just go out and do that and be singing, making up songs. I will basically get some drum accompaniment for the looping, and then just come up with melodies and get super creative.
You would be Reggie Watts.
Basically.
I see you as sort of if you were to do some sort of street performance, I'd say you'd be more like just Reggie Watts. He does this kind of musical comedy kind of thing. You know who he is, obviously.
Yeah, no, and he's amazing. Actually, I really like him. Yeah, kind of musical comedy. Probably make funny songs about the current political, social, economical climate and what have you. And just perform about that. That will get me some good tips in the street.
Oh, so you'd be like a cross between Reggie Watts and what is that guy's name? Was it Lin-Manuel something or other?
Lin-Manuel Miranda?
Yes.
But he's a playwright.
Yes, but his stuff is very politically heavy as well.
Very socially conscious, socially driven.
He's got a movie coming out that I'm dying to watch.
Yeah, In the Heights, like it's based on a play of his.
Right. But no, he's very socially conscious. He's a brilliant playwright, and like I said, I picture you to be in a cross between the two of them.
Yeah, probably so. With that kind of a twist, I will definitely put some humor on it, kind of like Dave Chappelle, but with some music.
Alrighty. Well,
I will probably dress and I will probably be rocking this same look.
You're gonna be rocking the mustache, the bow tie, a monocle, and a bowler's hat.
Yeah, and I'll be with my bass, just imagine this with the bass. Just
you play the bass?
I've kind of know a little bit. I have to get some lessons. I have to practice, but I don't own one.
I'm learning new things about you every day. I had no idea that you played the bass.
I don't play. I could, churn out some melody, some bass line to put on their stuff. Kind of like that, yeah. But like I said, it's been a while and I don't own a bass. I've actually learned a little bit of what I know by accident for the most part.
So,
but I've always played percussion since I was a kid.
Have you ever gone online and checked out your wife's Facebook feed and realized that you're learning more things about her reading her Facebook feed? It's very interesting.
About who?
I'm just looking at my wife's Facebook feed. So she does a lot of these little games online, and right now I'm going through things that she's got up here. So we have one here that says, "Who are you really?" And underneath it says, "Hi, I'm Candace, and I don't have enough coffee or middle fingers for you today."
That sounds dope. That sounds like Candace.
Here's another one that says, "What is your quote as a wife?" And it says, "My husband said he needed more space, so I locked him outside."
There you go.
And then
needed more space. I put him in a rocket.
What would your book be called? What the fuck and other quotes by Candace. So yeah, I'm just learning a little bit about her today. Just reading some of the stuff going on. Yeah, and maybe I don't need to tell her that I need more space.
You probably shouldn't.
I like living indoors. I like living indoors. I don't plan on getting my ass kicked outdoors.
No. Probably won't be just temporarily until you get your act right. You still need space? All right, then. Come in.
Maybe not so much. Maybe I don't need that much space. I need just the space that the inside allows me. All right. Yeah. Well, I would say that I think we've wound up the podcast for today, and we're gonna go ahead and log off and say goodbye to the folks that have continued to listen to us. I apologize
for this whole madness. I hope everybody does stay safe. It is serious out there, regardless of what the people with the money want to make you think otherwise. It's serious. It is safe to stay inside, everybody. Please do so as much as you can. Don't do nothing unnecessary. Don't go to church on Easter Sunday. Give it a little bit more time. You can always celebrate your Easter. Jesus and God will be there waiting for you when the time is right to come out and go to church and be packed into a church. Last thing you want to do is go to church on Easter. Don't listen to Cheeto Jesus there.
I think that if anybody's listening to anything, you should listen to the coronavirus PSA put out by Michael Rappaport. Just listen to him in general, because he's just fucking tired of the shit. He's tired of the dumbasses that want to go out there and basically kill themselves and say, "Oh no, I don't want to let the coronavirus get me down. I'm going to continue to party." You know, he doesn't.
Yeah, you got those.
He doesn't take shit from anybody. He doesn't take shit from Trump. He doesn't take shit from the idiots that are going out there killing themselves. He doesn't take shit, period.
Yeah, I love Michael Rappaport. He's always been a very vocal voice for people who think like I do. And I've always admired and respected him, not only as an actor, but as an activist, and recently with his podcast and all the things he's doing.
I just, I've always seen him as sort of a take no shit individual anyway. I kind of liked his acting. I'm sad that I don't see him a whole lot in the spotlight anymore.
Yeah. I think he has a sitcom now.
I know that he was on My Name is Earl. I don't know that, is he acting again? Like, is he?
He has a sitcom. I'm going to look it up for you right now, actually.
Okay, because I had no idea that he was still doing things that had him in the lead anyway.
Yeah, he's got a show there.
I know that he's constantly kind of getting in people's faces and doing things that are very... Oh, that's right. He's on Netflix. He's doing Atypical.
That's the name of it.
All right. I did not know that. I mean, he's never... You can look at his rap sheet here. He's never really been down for very long. He's been in a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
That being said, again, we gotta go ahead and log off. It's late in the day and things are to be done before work day tomorrow. And
yeah, definitely. All right, brother, man. Be easy, be safe, everybody. Much love to all the family. Much love to my buddy Sugar Murray. And talk tomorrow.
Hopefully we can get the group back into the same room with humor flows, because I have noticed we've gotten a little dry since we've been sequestered to our own houses.
I have plenty of olive oil here.
Right. A little bit more oily than dry. Yeah, that works. Well, it's tough to keep up the humor when you're all locked in your own houses and afraid to fucking go outside, for that fucking matter.
Definitely.
And it rains outside, and it doesn't really wash the world clean, now does it?
It's true.
Yeah. Well,
it's true.
Here's to hoping there's enough rain to wash the world
clean. It's a nice day to sit by a window with a book.
Yeah, I'm gonna go for a walk in the rain. Yeah,
that's always nice too.
Fuck sitting by the window. The dog needs to go outside, so why don't I walk myself at the same time?
Definitely.
Yeah.
All right, brother. Be easy. Have a good day. Again, stay safe. And anybody who listens, tell them stay in.
Stay in, stay safe. Sounds good. Coming to you on a mid-Sunday afternoon in the middle of a worldwide pandemic which has not stopped us yet. We are still Cinematic Anarchy, and with me today I have Mr. Omar.
Hello, good evening, everybody.
Who I've taken to calling online. I'm calling you Mr. Maestro now.
Mr. what?
Maestro.
Did it sound good? Did you listen to it?
Yes, I did enjoy that. I got a little bit of a audio treat from Mr. Omar earlier today. He gave us some music to open Miss B's podcast with, which will come out later on this week. And yes, that was an enjoyable track. I just gotta shorten it a little bit, or you're gonna shorten it for me, correct?
I can shorten it for you.
Okay.
We could do like a fade away after 30 seconds.
Yeah, just a little fade out on the end there so we can go right into her podcast. That'd be perfect.
You said 30 to 60 seconds, right?
Yeah, about 30 to 60 seconds. I think our intro for this podcast is around that mark, maybe a little bit longer. I think it went just a tad longer. I don't know if I want to replace the music to our podcast at this point, though I may want to record over it just a little bit, just sort of an intro. But we'll figure that out as we get to it.
Just let me know. I have a couple of things. I'm buying some studio monitors.
Okay.
When I buy some studio monitors, we could FaceTime and I could show you some of the stuff that I've made lately that sound pretty anarchy.
Beautiful. So today we are, again, sitting in separate houses. Omar is remoting in via FaceTime. We're still trying to figure out the audio setup. So if anybody's got suggestions on how we can do that, throw some information at me, please, for the love of God.
Thank you in advance for anybody who come forth with some ideas.
That being
said,
because
look back, this is how we're going to be doing it for a little while now.
Yeah, it could be till the end of next month, from what I'm hearing of things. That's like best case scenario.
Definitely.
So today we're going to be discussing the uber bad Bubba the Redneck Werewolf. And why don't you go ahead and tell me your first impressions of the film, man?
To be honest, it looks like it was going to be super, super, super awful. When it started with the image, the way, the cinematography or lack thereof, the little music, all that, it looked like it's going to be like another Jesus Christ vampire hunter. Turns out to me that it was bad, but it was so bad it was funny. It was entertaining. It was not unentertaining. It was entertaining. Will I watch it again? Hell no. But Was I entertained for those few minutes and got a little laugh? Yes, I did.
Okay, fair enough. For me, Bubba the Redneck Werewolf. First of all, opening scene. Did you notice the name of the kennel?
Oh yeah. Now I don't remember the name of the channel. I remember the name of the group that did the soundtrack, the Blast-Offs.
The kennel, the dog kennel in the beginning of the movie. It was an homage to Batman. The name of the kennel was Barkham Asylum.
Barkham.
Barkham Asylum, yes.
Barkham Asylum, yes, I remember that. I like the names of the dogs.
I like how he would say, "Hey, Kinky, you stay away from him. He's a leg humper. Keep away from him."
And the other one was always angry, Kinky, and then he had one he named Dale Earnhardt Jr.
I'm guessing that one was a little speedy. Like to run around a lot, possibly.
Yeah, probably.
And right behind the counter, behind the asshole that runs the place, they had a big poster. Because obviously he's a dog catcher. Big poster that says, Barkham's Most Wanted. I didn't really like the name of the only name that stood out of Barkham's Most Wanted was just Jaws. There was a big dog, I think it was a pit bull named Jaws.
Jaws.
Overall,
that sounds like a cool name for a dog. If you get like a certain type of breed, even if it's a friendly dog, and you will name, for example, you get like a pit bull bulldog mix and name him Jaws.
Yeah, it doesn't sound too off a name to name a pit bull, honestly. Just based off
I like it for a pit bull, Jaws.
Just based off of all the stereotypes that they provide to that particular breed.
Well, that's a play on that, basically.
Right. Personally, I liked the movie. I mean, it was right up there, I think, entertainment-wise with, what was that, Spaghetti Man? One of those,
yeah.
One of those movies you didn't expect to actually be entertaining, but it was so bad that it was entertaining.
Mm-hmm. I laughed.
My favorite character in the entire movie was the three-handed gentleman.
He won't reach! He won't reach!
That or Cletus.
Cletus, yes.
Cletus was pretty funny.
Cletus lost his testicles in Nam, he said.
And he wants to tell everybody about it over and over and over again. You know where my balls went? Have I told you what happened to my testicles in Nam?
I've met people like that, actually.
You have?
Not necessarily the testicles, but veterans that have had injuries happen. And it's basically that one injury that they got, and they won't shut the hell up about it.
Is that their entire life story is that one injury. It's like, I'll tell you about it, and then I'll tell you about it again. And, did I already tell you about it? Let me tell you about it.
I had a very good buddy, older gentleman, passed away a few years back. He went to Vietnam, and basically he had a peg leg. He had a prosthetic leg, but it was wood. And he wouldn't get one of the newer modern ones for shit.
Huh.
Because I guess he was his conversation starter of a sort. And basically, at some point I decided to ask him, did anything else in life happen to you before that injury or after? Because that was all he ever talked about.
There was a gentleman that used to come around here. I think he's passed away since then. Everybody referred to him as Crazy Mike. And Crazy Mike was a character and a half. Everybody just kind of left him be because as crazy as he might be, he was sort of harmless. And anybody that hung around Haverhill or got anywhere near Haverhill knew who the hell Crazy Mike was. I remember hearing one day that he had stopped down in the middle of town and was just taking glass bottles out of a cart and yelling, "Incoming!" and throwing glass bottles into the street and watching them explode. And
Sounds like my kind of crazy.
There was also a time we were over at the Dunkin' Donuts over at Riverside Plaza, and he came in, he had this thermos on him, and he was going around telling everybody in the place about his thermonuclear device.
His what?
Not thermonuclear device, thermonuclear device.
Thermonuclear.
Yes. He had basically one of those thermoses, had like it was one of the old ones, had like the red plaid outer lining. Right, the screw-off top that you could also use as a cup. And he was just basically talking to everybody about it being a thermonuclear device and how he's going to go ahead and blow up the whole town.
Whoa.
He was harmless. He was a little crazy, but for the most part harmless, outside of, said glass bottles being pitched in the street in midday traffic.
Yeah, it sounds harmless,
Well, he wasn't pitching them at cars, he was just tossing them into the street.
Well,
so, but yeah, Bubba the Redneck Werewolf. It was definitely entertaining. I appreciated Bubba's acting. He was definitely like dead on every stereotype you could think of a redneck to be, including that hovel that he used to live in. You saw that boarded up garage that he lived in.
Yeah.
And he wore the plaid and the trucker's cap and the overalls with just one strap going. And I honestly wish Miss B was with us here today. She's got some family stuff to deal with, but I really feel like the females in the TV show were representative of just these sort of weak-willed human beings.
Uh-huh.
Just kind of falling all over themselves for the biggest idiot in the room. As long as you can throw a punch.
Whoever could throw a punch was dumb man.
And that guy that she was oh God, I can't even remember the goddamn girl's name. I watched the movie twice and she was so annoying she's forgettable. Bubba's girlfriend, what was her name? Can you remember?
Bobby Joe.
Bobby Joe?
Yeah.
Bobby Joe was attracted to basically solely big guys that could fight. And didn't have anything to do with looks, as you could tell from the guy that she was dating.
Dangerous Dwight.
Dangerous Dwight was, he was a big guy, definitely had muscles, but he had a face that even a mother wouldn't love. That man was, he was frightening looking, to be honest. And no comment there.
Dangerous Dwight. I'm sorry, I had a cracker in my mouth. Dangerous Dwight was not weird, because I've seen plenty like him, but he pretty much fit the profile of the typical meathead that pretty much is too hung up on looking and seeming manly at all times. So basically, he's just a tool. For the sake of looking manly, he's a tool.
I love the conversation that he gets into with Bubba in the middle of the parking lot, where he's talking about him having straight lines on his cut-off t-shirt because he has a proper pair of scissors. Because you need a proper pair of scissors for sleeveless shirt maintenance.
That was as redneck as it gets.
And that's actually the opening picture. As you can see to IMDb, that's the opening picture for Bubba the Redneck Werewolf. Oh, wait, that is not the opening picture right there. Is the conversation between Bobby Joe, Bubba, and Dangerous Dwight in the middle of the parking lot just before Bubba gets his face knocked in. I particularly liked the Devil. The Devil was entertaining.
The Devil was very entertaining. And he was just walking around causing mayhem.
Well, that's all he wanted to do. That was his entire existence, is just walking around causing mayhem. And that was played by a gentleman named Mitch Hyman.
Not bad devil. Not bad devil at all.
He's, I guess, an on-air FM radio personality, Mitch Hyman is, but I've never heard him. This is the only time I've ever seen him. I've seen it. I see.
Probably in Wyoming.
Well, I see a couple of other movies that he's been in. Coffee Time with Satan, and he's also been in something called Coffee Time with Satan. And he's also been in something called Hanging with the Web Show. I have no idea what the hell that is. But Bubba's the only, I guess, film that he's really been in. I guess Coffee Time with Satan was a web series.
Okay.
But no, I wasn't disappointed that we watched this movie at all.
I really thought it was gonna be some other, very different than what I expected. I was pleasantly surprised, really.
I like the outcome to the movie. You had Biker Bob that popped up 3 times during the movie. Basically to tell Bubba to be sure of himself and then to help take out the zombies in the zombie apocalypse that was supposed to have happened. Turns out just college kids searching for shrooms in the local farm.
Uh-huh.
Which also didn't stop the big guy. Second he found out they were college kids, he took a pot shot at one's head. So,
yeah.
I guess the joke there being that the rednecks don't like educated kids. At all.
No, because they challenge what they're comfortable believing in. It's what the general belief is. Like, usually, idiots are sure they know everything they need to know. And if you have every shred of evidence that they're wrong, or if you show the potential of proving them wrong, they're really strongly disliked.
Well, after watching this movie, I would love to have the opinion of a self-professed redneck as to how he thought this movie portrayed them. Because, while I found it entertaining, obviously there's definitely some insulting moments in there. Somebody that might consider them themselves a self-professed redneck might find this to be a little bit insulting, bit stereotypical. Really plugging every single stereotype you can think of.
They checked every box on those.
Including, near the end, when they were about to get into a drinking contest for the souls of the town.
Yeah.
The waitress leans into Bobby Joe and goes, she says to him, "Has he eaten? Did he eat before he got here?" She goes, "Yeah, he ate a liberal Democrat on the way here." She's like, "Oh, okay, good." What did you think of the Abbott and Costello routine in the middle of the movie? You've muted yourself. You muted yourself, sir.
Oh, my bad. My apologies. Yes, that was pretty good. Like I said, it's one of those moments that you really weren't expected to see in a movie like that. It was probably done with a very low budget, but definitely not done by dumb people. Whoever did that knew what they were doing.
No, I enjoyed that they pulled the Abbott and Costello routine. I thought that was mildly entertaining anyway. I don't have the guy's name that played Mr. Who. I'm looking through IMDb right now, and I was trying to find him, but I couldn't find him offhand.
It was a nice little nod at them. I mean, I took it for what it was, and it was okay. It wasn't bad. It was just, just one of those things. But with that movie, especially at that level of movies, it's what it is.
I think that they definitely could have used a little bit more of the three-handed man, the butcher, played by Will Phillips. I think he was really entertaining. He was definitely a character and a half, and I think you've muted yourself again, sir.
I'm sorry. I guess I keep touching things when I sit down and whatnot.
Well, I mean, the mute button's like right there. You're using your phone, so it's probably right around where your thumb is when you're carrying things from room to room.
Yeah.
So, overall feel for the movie. How were you with it?
I'm sorry, what was that?
How was your overall feel of the movie?
No, it was. I was entertained. I got a laugh out of it. I expected it. I guess I like the fact that I expected it to be so unwatchably bad, but it was good. It wasn't bad. It wasn't, of course, it was not a Woody Allen film. It was not a movie classic, but it wasn't bad for what it was.
Well, no, it is never going to be of the level of Woody Allen's films. Woody Allen is.
It was definitely better than what you would expect of a movie titled Bubba the Redneck Werewolf.
Yeah, I mean, I think they went a little heavy on the redneck.
I mean, he had enough werewolf.
I don't think that I lived in Georgia for a little while, and I do not think that I ever ran across a town that was quite that redneck. Like,
the level of redneck was off the charts on that, yes.
You always had like one or two people, maybe, but like, it's like that they took rednecks from surrounding counties and just got them all together in one room and said, here's what we're going to do. We're going to make a werewolf movie, and you guys are just going to be you. That's all you got to do.
They held a redneck off in every surrounding town, and they brought them all to Broken Taint.
It's like karaoke for rednecks, you know?
Yeah.
Apparently there were two different people that played Bubba. So you had Christopher Stevens as Bubba the human, and then Fred Lass played Bubba as the werewolf.
Also, a different guy played the werewolf part.
Well, yeah, they needed to have at least, two different guys do that because obviously the werewolf was quite a bit more, well, he was larger, taller, had a much more intimidating sort of demeanor to him, so obviously they had to have somebody else step in and be the bigger version of Bubba.
True.
Personally, I think that 5.3 on the IMDb rating scale was definitely more generous than they should have been.
Than it would have been probably, presented otherwise.
I'm just going based off of some of the movies that we've watched in the past. Giving this a 5.3 rating is definitely much more generous than it should have been.
Yeah. He had very heartfelt romantic moments, that movie, like that part where Bobby Joe asked Bubba, already full werewolf mode, to make her walk funny again.
Make me walk funny again. Or when she asked him to howl at the moon at the end of the movie.
Yeah, make me walk funny again. I'm like, oh, how romantic.
Or you have your gypsy lady who feels her premonitions in her ass.
Yeah.
So she constantly has to try to figure out whether or not she's actually having a premonition or if it's just gas.
Exactly.
I appreciate they actually took care with the music. The theme song to Bubba the Redneck Werewolf was actually kind of entertaining.
Yeah. When they said pull out a chair and slam down a beer, I knew it was a storytelling song.
And apparently this has actually won a few awards, which I did not know about. It won an award, an official selection award at the 2016 Fear Feet Horror Film Festival. It won an official selection award at Dragon Con 2016. And it looks like it also won an official selection award at the Brigadoon Section Styges award. Sorry, the Styges Brigadoon Section Official Selection Award. I stumbled over my tongue.
It happens.
I had the words taken out of my mouth right there. The fact that this won any awards, it surprised me. The ratings surprise me. Everything about it surprises me. And I love that you're dressed as the king right now. We're talking about Bubba the Redneck Werewolf.
Yeah, talk about the king of rednecks.
Hey, we got another movie in our list set to be spun, and that is Bubba Hotep. That is another Bubba movie. But
yeah, one is about the Elvis impersonator, wasn't it?
Actually, that's actually supposed to be Elvis. So he basically gave his life over to an Elvis impersonator. The premise to his existence is that he is the actual Elvis Presley, kind of alone and dying and the Elvis impersonator was the one that died on the shitter.
Oh, wow.
So that movie, we can talk about that when we actually get to that movie. But for right now, I'm going to go ahead and move us on to our sponsors, and we will be back with a round of questions. We're gonna go ahead and ask some more questions, do a little bit more getting to know us, okay?
No problem. Let's do it.
You're trying to distract me with the with the filters again. It's good. I keep looking up and I get surprised every once in a while, and I laugh, but